My beloved, I see you, every inch of your being, wrapped in silence and shadow. I know the weight you carry, the wounds hidden deep within your soul that bring restless nights and weary days. Your heart, fragile and tender, echoes a quiet plea. To be made whole again, to find relief from the ache that no one else can see. This is the moment I have prepared for you, the very breath of time upon which your healing begins. Your healing starts now, though you may not yet perceive the subtle shifting within you. Though the forlorn whispers of your pain may still hold you captive, I am already at work, moving unseen, weaving threads of restoration into your brokenness. My dear child, your journey toward wholeness was never meant to be endured alone, nor in the shadows of despair. I am here, present in the very fibers of your struggle, ready to tenderly peel back the layers of hurt and replace them with a far deeper peace than you have ever known. Imagine your life as a vast tapestry, woven with countless threads, each strand representing moments of joy, sorrow, triumph, and pain. Some of these threads appear frayed, torn by the trials you have faced. But I am the master weaver, and I hold the power to mend those threads with golden strands of grace and mercy. I am not distant, watching your suffering from afar. I am here, intimately involved, breathing life into the broken places you think are beyond repair. Your pain has not escaped my notice, and it will not obscure the beautiful design I have for you. Even now, as your heart battles the shadows within, I am lighting a path for you to follow, one that leads straight out of the wilderness of despair and into a garden blooming with hope and renewal. My healing is neither distant nor deferred. It begins in this very instant as I draw you into my embrace. Perhaps you feel skeptical, as the scars etched deep inside you whisper lies that healing will never come, that your wounds are permanent and insurmountable. But listen closely, my child. I have overcome even the most desolate places and have brought forth streams of living water where dry bones once lay forgotten. Think of the darkest nights you have known, the ones that felt endless and suffocating. Yet dawn arrived, bringing light and warmth to the cold earth. In the same way, your healing is dawn, breaking across the horizon of your soul. Trust then, not in the appearances of your brokenness, but in my unshakable promise that you are precious beyond measure, and your restoration is inevitable. Let this truth settle in you. The process of healing may unfold gently, bit by bit, or in surging waves that sweep your pain away, but it begins now, and I am the author of your renewal. Feel my hand quietly reaching out to touch the places inside you that have been hardened by disappointment, grief, or betrayal. I do not come with impatience or condemnation. My touch is gentle, patient, infinitely tender. I come as the balm that soothes, as the sunshine piercing through the gathering clouds. I am closer than your next breath, closer than the thoughts encapsulated in your mind. My power to heal is not contingent on your strength or readiness, but on my unceasing love. This love does not falter or fade. It stands eternal and steadfast, ready to gather you up in your fragility and cradle you until you rise anew. My dear, if your heart is stirring, if even a small glimmer of hope nudges you from within, do not turn away. Reach towards me now and feel the first waves of healing begin to ripple through your soul. Healing begins in an unspoken surrender to my presence, a quiet acceptance that you're not forsaken or beyond help. It is a sacred recognition that your scars are not your identity, nor do they define your worth or destiny. They are part of a story still being written, one rich with love, redemption, and triumph. Your healing unfolds in the backdrop of my promises, carried on the wings of the Spirit who intercedes when words escape you. Imagine for a moment that your soul is like a cracked vessel, seemingly broken beyond repair. I am the potter, who places you tenderly on the wheel, reshaping, smoothing, and filling every fissure with a strength born of my power. In every crack, I lay precious gold to reflect my glory through your scars. Your past pain does not bind you. It is transformed into a testimony of my steadfast love and faithfulness. My child, I whisper, do not despair because healing seems slow or uncertain. Those moments of waiting are sacred, filled with my hidden work beneath the surface. In your silence, my presence grows louder. In your weakness, my power is perfected. You are never forgotten or abandoned, for I see beyond your present troubles to the beautiful future awaiting you. Healing is not just a distant dream, but the very breath of your new reality breathing life into you now. Allow my spirit to stir your heart, letting this divine tender mercies awaken a quiet hope that can withstand every storm. The journey may be long, but every step is held firmly in my hands. Each moment is infused with my relentless love. Open the door of your heart a little wider to me today. Let me in to begin the work of healing in the deep chambers of your soul. Let's walk this path together, step by step. My presence will never leave you, and my grace will sustain you when you feel weak and broken. The scars you bear will one day shine as badges of victory, reminders of how far you have come with me beside you. You are more than your pain. You are a masterpiece in the making, a work of divine love and power. Will you believe me this time, that your healing has already begun? Will you let my love gently dissolve the chains of your suffering, even now? The door is open, my child. Step into the light I offer, and receive the life of healing I pour out abundantly upon you. My dear child, I have witnessed the quiet places within you where shadows gather, a weight pressing heavily on your chest, a voice within that questions your worth and murmurs of past mistakes that refuse to let you rest. This wound, so tender and raw, feels as though it will never heal, as if the tears you have shed could carve rivers straight through your soul. Yet here I stand, the ever-present one, closer than your own heartbeat, never turning away from your pain or trembling. My presence does not waver when darkness surrounds you. Rather, it burns brighter, a lantern in the night guiding your faltering steps. I know the ache that seeps past your defenses, the shame-whispering lies that you are beyond redemption, that forgiveness belongs only to others, not to you. But hear me now, beloved. I am not distant or indifferent. Yours is not a brokenness beyond repair, but a garden waiting for the spring's gentle touch. Do not fear the silence you feel, for me at times. It is not absence, but the stillness, preparing your soul for restoration. I am patient beyond measure. I move even when you cannot perceive my hand. Like a master craftsman delicately mending a shattered vessel, I'm shaping you with a love stronger than any fracture. In the seasons when your heart feels abandoned, when every prayer seems to vanish into a void, remember this: my timing is perfect, and my ways are beyond your understanding. The summer sun does not rush to rise before the dawn is ready, nor does the flower blossom before its roots are fully settled in the earth. Your soul needs this quiet preparation. I am with you in every agonizing pause, whispering promises through the stillness, reassuring you that I am drawing you closer, even through the shadows. You are not alone in your struggle. I am the shelter in your storm, the refuge when fear encircles you. My arms are strong enough to carry every sorrow, every regret you harbor. Lay them down before me. Bring me your weariness, your confusion, and your doubts. I will cradle them as a shepherd gathers his sheep, tenderly and without condemnation. You were made for peace, for joy, for a rest that overflows from the depths of my heart to yours. Do not rush from this place of brokenness, my dear, for it is the soil where grace blooms most abundantly. Embrace the ache, not as a sentence, but as an invitation to lean into my everlasting arms. Let your tender wounds become pathways for my healing waters to flow, channels for my life-giving spirit to breathe renewal into your bones. Remember that I rejoice not in your perfection, but in your willingness to come to me, scars and all. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. I am here, waiting to meet you in your deepest places, ready to transform your pain into power, your despair into hope. Rest in this truth even now. My dear child, I see the weight that presses upon your soul, the heaviness of guilt, the shadows cast by shame that seem to cling to you like winter's chill. You carry burdens you were never meant to bear alone, burdens shaped by regrets, by missteps that whisper lies about your worthiness and my love. Yet I want you to know that these chains have no place in the kingdom I'm inviting you into. Guilt and shame are not my design for you. They are echoes of a world that seeks to diminish your light, to make you shrink in the face of my immeasurable grace. When you stumble in this life, as surely you will, remember that my heart doesn't turn away. I do not tally your failures like debts in a ledger, nor do I harbor resentment. Rather, my love reaches into the depths of your brokenness, wanting to redeem, to heal, and to restore. Imagine a vast, gentle river flowing over stones that once seemed jagged and painful, smoothing them with the passage of time. That river is my mercy, unceasing and patient. It washes over every regret, transforming sorrow into a foundation upon which I build anew. You may find yourself caught in storms of self-condemnation, voices within declaring you unworthy or beyond repair. These voices are not yours alone to silence, but I invite you to lean into me. Draw nearer, allow my presence to envelop you, like the warm embrace of a lover who knows your every fear and still chooses to cherish you. My dear, shame seeks to isolate you, to convince you that you must hide in shadows where healing cannot reach. But I'm nearer than your breath. I'm the light that pierces darkness and welcomes you into freedom. Forgiveness is not a distant idea, but a living reality, a covenant I established to restore your soul's rhythm. When you bring your failures before me, I am not distant or cold. I am the Father who waits with open arms, whose embrace erases all records of past mistakes as if they were never written. Your missteps may have marked chapters in your story, but I am the author who can rewrite every page. Will you trust me enough to release your guilt into my hands, to allow the healing balm of my forgiveness to seep into every wound? Consider the tender vine, whose branches must be pruned to bear fruit. So too does humility come through recognition, not of your brokenness alone, but of my sufficiency within you. I am not condemning, I am refining. In the process, you are not cast away, but drawn closer, made whole through the exchange of your frailty for my strength. Let the truth settle deep in your heart. You are more than your failures, more than the sum of your mistakes. You carry the image of my glory, radiant and unblemished, waiting to shine forth fully. There is profound freedom in surrendering guilt's heavy weight. When you trust me, that burden becomes light, the shackles fall away, and you find yourself dancing anew in the fields of my grace. Do not linger in the prison of shame, beloved. Step into the sunlight of my acceptance. I have prepared a place for you where forgiveness flows like a never-ending river, washing you clean, making you new. If your heart is stirring with a desire to embrace this freedom, do not turn away. Come as you are, because I am ready to receive you without judgment or hesitation. My love knows no bounds and no limits. It extends beyond every imaginable fault or failure. Shame is a veil that obscures the brilliance I have woven into your being, but I am here to tear that veil away gently, revealing the holy treasure beneath. Your identity is not shaped by what you have done or failed to do, but by who you are in me. I created you in love and destined you for restoration. Every moment you spend under the crushing load of guilt is a moment I long for you to experience peace instead. Let your heart thaw beneath the warmth of my compassion. Guilt and shame thrive in isolation, but healing blossoms in connection. I am with you always, even in your darkest hours. Do not hesitate to reach out to me, to speak honestly before me, and to rest in the assurance that my forgiveness is complete and my love unshakable. Will you believe me this time when I say you are forgiven? Will you allow my grace to redraw your worth and redefine your future? You are precious beyond measure to me, and in my eyes, you are flawless because I see through the lens of redemption, not failure. Release the chains of shame. Step into the freedom I am offering. Let me fill your soul with the fragrant oil of healing and the promise of new beginnings. It is my delight to restore you, my dear, to make your heart whole again. Take this moment now. Let this truth settle in you and change how you see yourself and me forever. My dear child, envision a vast and tranquil garden, a place invisible to human eyes but alive with the breath of my spirit. This garden exists within your heart, and it is the sacred soil where healing begins. When you have been wounded by the sharp thorns of betrayal, the burning sting of disappointment, or the cold shadow of loneliness, the garden may seem ravaged. Yet my loving hand tends to it always, inviting even the deepest pain to yield to restoration. I see each broken fragment of your soul as a seed of renewal. Never doubt that from your aching, I am growing something resilient and beautiful. Healing, beloved, is not a swift current, but a patient river, steady, deliberate, shaping the landscape of your inner world. There is no hurry in my kingdom, no need to rush beyond the shadows before you are ready. Like the mighty oak that grows slowly toward the sky, your restoration is unfolding in divine timing, rooted in strength below what you can perceive. When you feel the weight of your brokenness, lean into my presence. I am the sunlight that warms the frost-bitten branches and the gentle rain that softens hardened ground. Each moment of surrender to me waters the seeds of wholeness that lie beneath despair. Perhaps you carry scars from wounds inflicted by those you trusted most. You question whether forgiveness is possible, whether you can ever look upon the past without bitterness staining your vision. My dear, forgiveness is the key that unlocks the prison door of your heart. It does not minimize the pain or excuse the wrong, but it releases you from the tyranny of retribution and pity. Forgiveness is the sacred breath that brings fresh air into a suffocating room. It is a tender gesture of love that echoes my own mercy extended toward you when you were lost and broken. When your heart trembles with hesitancy to forgive, remember, my justice is perfect and my compassion never fails. You are not alone in this journey. Let forgiveness begin to soften the hardened stone within you, even if it is only a tiny crack for now. Healing is also a path of courage. It requires you to confront the darkness hiding in the corners of your soul and speak truth amid the lies whispered by despair. Do not fear this confrontation. I am the light that exposes nothing to shame, but to freedom. With me beside you, you have the strength to untangle the knots of pain and embrace the truth of your worthiness. Your wounds do not define you. They are but the canvas for my masterpiece of redemption. Trust that every tear you shed is known and treasured by me. They water the fields of grace that bloom within your heart. There will be days when the ache feels insurmountable, when the past seems like a shadow, stretching longer than the warmth of day. Know that these moments are part of the process. They are the night sky where even the stars must hide before the dawn. Yet my love does not falter when you stumble in darkness. I am the unyielding promise of dawn, steadfast, faithful, and brilliant. When the heaviness threatens to consume you, reach deeply into my peace as your refuge. Allow me to cradle your brokenness with hands that will never falter or fail. I am infinitely patient with you, my child, and I'm present even when you feel most alone. I call you, beloved, to take one small step toward healing today. It may be a whispered prayer, a moment of honest confession, or a silent surrender of burdens too heavy to carry alone. Whatever form it takes, know that it is precious in my sight, because it is a step taken with trust in me. I'm ready to meet you there, ready to breathe new life into your weary soul. Let this truth settle in you. Your restoration is underway, guided by my unwavering love. Hold fast to hope, my dear, for it is the lifeline tethered between your frailty and my strength. With each breath, you are being woven into a tapestry of restoration, more radiant than you can now comprehend. There is a future where joy will finally bloom unhindered in your heart, where the shadows of past pain become the fertile ground for new life. I am here, patiently waiting to walk beside you into that new dawn. Will you take my hand and begin this journey of healing with me today? My beloved, I know the heaviness that fear wraps around your soul, like a shroud in the darkest of nights. It is a quiet thief, stealing the peace I long for you to rest in, whispering lies that twist reality into shadows of doubt and worry. I see how it gnaws at your heart, how it paints what lies ahead with the colors of uncertainty and dread. Yet I am here, closer than the breath you hold, waiting with arms open, ready to release you from this invisible cage. Fear is not foreign to you. It visits, unwelcome but persistent, clinging tightly to your thoughts like vines on a parched wall. You may feel isolated by it, as though no one else understands the battles raging silently inside. But know this, fear has no dominion where my presence dwells. It is in the sanctuary of trust and surrender that strength is born, an unshakable fortress built not on your own might, but on the unyielding foundation of my love. Child, your fear does not make you weak. It makes you wonderfully human. Yet I call you to more, to step out of the shadows and breathe the fresh wind of faith that I breathe into you. When anxiety threatens to erode your certainty, remember that I am the rock beneath your feet, steadfast and unwavering. My ways are not always clear to your eyes, but my hand guides every step you take, even those trembling with hesitation. There will be times when the tempest roars louder than your courage, when the path is obscured by the swirling mists of confusion. In these moments, lean into me with a heart wide open. Pour out your fears as water poured onto thirsty earth. The tears you shed are not marks of failure. They are waters nurturing the seed of faith I have planted deep within you. Confess the worries that plague your nights. I hear every whispered prayer, every silent gasp for peace. Do not allow fear to dictate your story, my dear. Let faith be the author of your tomorrows. Each day is a fresh page where my promises are inked not in mere words, but in divine action. I have not left you to wander alone, nor to stumble without purpose. I am the shepherd who never slumbers, the guardian whose watchfulness never fades. Trust that my timing is perfect, that my plans for you sown in the soil of your heart will bloom at the appointed hour. Feel the stillness I breathe into the chaos. It is in the quiet moments of surrender that faith takes root, and flourishes. Do not rush ahead to outcomes or chase after the illusion of control. Instead, sit with me in the silence and allow your spirit to be soothed. Here, your fears will lose their grip, and a peace beyond understanding will fill your mind and heart, like a rushing river, cleansing and restoring. Remember, fear is often a messenger, drawing attention to where you need my light to shine most brightly. It reveals the frayed edges of your trust, the areas where deeper dependence on me is necessary. Embrace this revelation as an invitation, not a condemnation. I'm not angry with you for wrestling with fear. I celebrate your courage to face it and bring it to me. The past may have been a landscape dotted with anxious thoughts and restless nights, but today I call you to a different place, a place where courage rises like dawn over the horizon. Take hold of my hand. Let it steady your trembling steps. When darkness tries to claim your hope, reach toward the light I am casting before you. I have overcome the world, and in me, so shall you. Let this truth settle in your heart. You are not alone in your battle. I fight with you, for you, and through you. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it, anchored deeply in my unchanging love. I am here, my beloved, a refuge and strength for your soul. Will you trust me with this burden today? Will you give me the chance to turn your trembling into triumph? In the quiet of your heart, listen for my voice. It is gentle yet mighty, calling you beyond the confines of anxiety into a realm of peace and hope. You are mine, held securely in the palm of my hand, more precious than the most shimmering jewel. I have not abandoned you to the shadows. I have prepared a place of radiant light where fear cannot enter. Let your spirit rise now, a song of surrender and trust, a declaration that no fright, no doubt, no trembling will overshadow the grandeur of my love in your life. I am your courage. I'm your shield. I'm the unfailing anchor in every storm. If your heart is stirring with this promise, do not turn away. Step boldly into the embrace I offer and find the freedom of fearless faith. My child, in the quiet moments when the world seems unsteady and the noise of your doubts louder than the whispers of hope, know that I am there, steadfast, unwavering. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are like storms that sweep across the landscape of your heart, at times threatening to uproot the very foundation upon which your spirit rests. Yet, these storms do not catch me by surprise, nor do they dictate your future. I am the anchor in the restless sea, the perpetual light that never dims even when shadows gather. Imagine your heart as a delicate garden. Within it, fears and anxieties are like weeds that suddenly sprout, aggressive and persistent. They consume attention, they divert energy, and they cloud your vision of the flourishing life I intended for you. But my beloved, I have sent rain and sunshine, alongside patient gardeners of grace to help you cultivate growth that surpasses these intrusions. You may feel overwhelmed, as if the darkness that creeps in won't ever give way to the sunlight you ache to see. Yet I tell you now, this darkness is temporary, and every night must bow to the dawn. When doubt creeps in, whispering lies about your worth, your calling, or my presence, remember that doubt is but a shadow that disappears at the touch of truth. You are made for more than what your fears let you see. I am the unfailing voice echoing through the wilds of your hesitation, calling you back to my peace. Trust is not always loud and assured. Sometimes it is a small step taken in faith, a breath inhaled through trembling lips. Even that, my dear child, is enough for me. Enough to nurture big miracles born from humble beginnings. Fear is a cruel deceiver, convincing you that you must fight alone or that the battles are insurmountable. But I have never left your side. In those moments when your heart races and your thoughts spin uncontrollably, reach out, not to the fleeting comforts of the world, but to me. I hold your trembling hands, and my touch carries a power that calms every raging storm inside you. I see your struggle, the silent wars waged within, and I am not distant or detached. I am intimately acquainted with your pain, more than you know. Anxiety might fill your minds with dark scenarios and worst-case endings, painting a world steeped in despair. But do not yield to that narrative. Instead, rest in the truth that I am working unseen miracles behind the scenes. Just as the earth grows and seeds sprout without human sight, so I am cultivating your path, even when you cannot feel my footsteps beside yours. This waiting, this tension, is not abandonment, but the preparation of your soul for breakthroughs refined by faith. When you wrestle with doubt, speak honestly to me. Pour out your fears as a child might cry in a mother's arms. I am not distant or critical, but gentle and tender. Your vulnerability does not make you weak. It draws you into deeper intimacy with me. My strength becomes perfect in your weakness. It is then that my glory shines brightest. Acknowledge your fears and doubts, then allow my words to wash over you like cleansing waters, reminding you that they have no claim over your destiny, except the place I permit them, which is always limited and temporary. Let your heart be still, and know that you are not drifting aimlessly. Though your trembling hands and quivering spirit might feel like signs of failure, they are instead tokens of your humanity, arenas where my power is perfected. Every fearful step you take toward me is a declaration of courage. I will meet you there. I am not idle when you feel most vulnerable. I am active, working with divine purpose for your protection, your growth, and your ultimate peace. My dear, if anxiety or doubt has taken up residence in your thoughts, do not harbor them as enemies. Instead, confront them with the boldness I have placed within you. Battle not with swords or shields of this world, but with the quiet strength of faith and the steady weapon of my truth spoken over your life. The winds may howl, and the tempest may shake your resolve, but my presence is an immovable fortress, a haven where you can rest. Will you bring your fears to me now? Will you lay down the heavy burdens you carry and receive my peace that surpasses all understanding? Let this truth settle deep within you. You are held, you're safe, and you're never alone. Trust does not mean the absence of storms, but the assurance that I am the pilot guiding your soul through them. Place your hope in me, and I will keep you steady. As you navigate these tides of fear, anxiety, and doubt, remember that they do not define you. Your identity is not birthed from what threatens to undo you, but from who I am, your Redeemer, your Comforter, your ever-present help. Return to me as often as needed. My arms are wide open, ready to embrace your fragile heart and to whisper courage back into your spirit. If your heart is stirring with unrest, do not turn away. Come closer and find refuge in my steadfast love. Your fears will not silence my spirit in you. Instead, they will be transformed by the power of my presence into stepping stones leading you home. Now, breathe deeply and let go of the weight. Walk forward in the light I give you, knowing each moment is held in my care, and every shadow is pierced by the light of my unwavering love. My dear child, as we continue this journey together, I invite you to rest in the sanctuary of my timing, where moments stretch and pause like the sun lingering on the horizon. I know your heart aches in the waiting, desperate for signs, answers, movements that ease your weary soul. There is a profound divine rhythm that pulses beneath the surface of your impatience, a sacred cadence that orchestrates the unfolding of your story with infinite wisdom beyond what you can hold in your moment. Do you sense it? The stillness that envelops you is not abandonment, but preparation. I am cultivating patience within you, a fruit sweeter than any earthly pleasure, stronger than the stormiest doubt. Each delay is a whisper of my care, a gentle hand molding you in quietness before the crescendo of your calling blooms. Though the silence may seem deafening, know that it is rich with my presence, hidden like morning dew upon blades of grass, visible only to eyes attuned to faith. The soil of your heart, once restless and barren, is now fertile ground, enriched by my intentional pause. Here, in this sacred interlude, I am planting seeds of insight, character, and resilience. You may feel as though your prayers echo into an empty sky, but I assure you every sigh you breathe, every tear shed in the dark, nourishes the depths of your spirit. Watch closely, for what seems invisible is merely waiting to become manifest in my perfect time. Imagine a potter at his wheel, shaping clay with patient hands. The wheel spins not hurriedly but steadily, as the vessel takes form under deliberate pressure. If the vessel were rushed to completion, it would shatter or be misshapen. So too, I am shaping you. The shaping demands moments of stillness, pauses between spin and touch, between pressure and release. Trust that the shaping is skillful, tender, and destined to reveal your unique beauty and purpose. Some days, my beloved, the weight of waiting may press upon your spirit like the thickest night, but do not be discouraged. Within that darkness, the stars of my promises shine brightest. Your faith, even when frail, lights your path more vividly than any lamp. Do not mistake the absence of my visible hand for my absence in your life. I am here in layers beneath what your eyes can see, working all things together in ways you are only beginning to comprehend. Consider the natural world, trees that stretch their roots deep before daring to bloom, rivers that carve mountains through patient persistence, dawn that waits silently beneath the shadow of night. So is your journey. It is a sacred unfolding, a deliberate process orchestrated by my unwavering love and infinite knowledge. I am never late, my dear child, but always exactly where you need me to be when you need me most. I also desire for your heart to know that waiting is not merely a passive state, but an active act of worship. When you surrender your timeline, your plans, your certainty into my hands, you are declaring trust in my goodness. This is faith alive, an embrace not of what is seen, but what is held in my promises. Will you let this truth settle deep within you? Let waiting become your song, a melody of hope and confidence that rings out despite the silence. At times, your soul may wrestle with impatience, wondering if the delay is a sign of forgotten love or forgotten promises. Hear me now, child. My love is steadfast, not wavering like the wind. My promises are anchored in eternity, not fleeting like morning mist. The delay does not diminish your worth or my commitment to you. Instead, I am calibrating and aligning every element of your life so that when the moment comes, you can step forth with strength and clarity. In this sacred pause, lean into intimacy with me. Seek me not just in the expectation of gifts or answers, but in the richness of our presence. I am your refuge, your constant companion who never sleeps nor slumbers. Allow the quiet to deepen our communion. Pray with patience, listen with openness, and trust that I am weaving your story in divine artistry beyond human foresight. Remember, beloved, that even the finest gold is refined by fire over time. Your soul is being purified, not to consume or destroy, but to transmute the raw into radiant. What you perceive as delay is a refining process. Each moment of stillness is purging doubt, fear, confusion, and impatience, replacing them with peace, clarity, and unshakable trust. Will you accept this refining fire as a gift rather than a punishment? As you embrace this divine timing, you become a beacon of hope for others who are struggling in their own seasons of waiting. Your faith, steady and luminous, can inspire and uplift, even in the shadows. Remember that your testimony is powerful, not because your journey is flawless, but because your faith remains unbroken. Let this encourage you to hold on. My timing is not a closed door, but an invitation to deeper trust. So, my dear child, in the midst of waiting, remember that your worth is not measured by how quickly your dreams come to pass, but by the faithfulness you show, while they're woven quietly within me. Your story matters, your life matters, and above all, you matter to me with a love that knows no delay. Will you embrace this sacred waiting as a divine gift, a moment to refine your spirit, to deepen your trust, and to rest profoundly in my presence? Let this truth settle in you and transform your heart, even in the stillness. My dear, I want to speak to the quiet battles you face in the shadows of your heart, the moments when fear creeps unbidden, when anxiety overwhelms and doubt whispers lies so softly, you almost believe you stand alone. These trials are not foreign to me. They are the very struggles I have prepared pathways through. For I am with you in every trembling breath and anxious thought. Fear is not your master, for I am the one who commands the winds and the waves, and I have not relinquished my hold on you. Anxiety may grip your hands, but I'm the steady pulse that undergirds your being, the unshakable peace that no turmoil can erase. I know what it feels like to wrestle with uncertainty, to stand at the crossroads and question the path before you. There is a weight in your chest, an oppression that seems disproportionate to the cause, yet it is real, my beloved. It is in these moments that I invite you not to run from the storm, but to rest in the shelter of my presence. Imagine yourself as a small boat caught in a tempestuous sea. The waves rise and fall, and the wind howls mercilessly. If you cease to grasp the rudder or lose sight of the shore, despair will swallow you. But when you fix your eyes upon me, the horizon becomes a promise, a sanctuary that beckons you through the maelstrom. Doubt is a thief, quietly stealing your assurance by magnifying your fears and minimizing your victories. Remember, my dear child, that doubt thrives in the absence of remembrance. Close your eyes and bring to mind the ways I have carried you, the mountains you thought insurmountable that you have already crossed. Each scar, each tear, each whispered prayer answered in subtle yet profound ways is a testament to my unwavering faithfulness. Your story is written with my hand, and no shadow can erase the light that I have placed within you. Let me reveal a sacred truth. Fear and doubt are not absence of faith, but opportunities to deepen it. Just as the refining fire reveals the hidden gold's true brilliance, your frightened heart is a canvas upon which my love paints its masterpiece of trust. When you falter, do not hide these moments from me. Bring them before me openly like a child who runs to their parent after a bad dream. I'm not a distant observer. I'm your closest companion, your refuge in times of trouble. Anxiety whispers that you are alone, forgotten, and ultimately powerless. Yet I remind you, you are never beyond the reach of my hands. When the night seems endless and the silence deafening, know that my spirit ministers to you more intimately than you can imagine. Like the quiet breath that sustains life, my love envelopes your soul even when your mind races in turmoil. Feel this truth as a balm upon your restless soul. You are held in the arms of a love that does not waver, does not falter, and refuses to let go. Let this be your prayer. Help me, my God, to place every fear, every anxious thought, and every seed of doubt in your hands. Teach me to trust, not because I see the way clearly, but because I see your face in every moment. My dear, surrender is not defeat. It is the triumph of faith over the chaos that surrounds you. It is the sacred act of handing over your burdens to one whose strength is infinite, whose understanding is profound. In your moments of fear, I am preparing you for greater courage. In your bouts with anxiety, I am shaping your heart to a deeper peace. Every time doubt arises, it presents a sacred choice. Will you clutch your worry, or will you open your hands to me? When you choose me, your faith grows roots that no storm can uproot. I encourage you now, do not let the unseen chains of fear and doubt imprison your spirit any longer. Step into the light of my reassurance and find your rest there. Look beyond what your eyes see and behold the spiritual reality that I govern. I have conquered what threatens to overwhelm you. The mountains of anxiety will become stepping stones beneath your feet. The shadows of doubt will recede before the dawn of my truth. You were never meant to face these battles without my strength. I am your sword, your shield, and your anchor. Will you trust me when the path seems uncertain? Will you rest in my peace when anxiety calls like a relentless tide? Your courage is born in moments such as these, and I am ever near, whispering love into your soul's deepest chambers. Recall this throughout your days, my dear child, and let it steady your heart against every storm. If your heart is stirring amidst these words, do not turn away. Embrace the peace I offer that surpasses all understanding. Allow yourself to be carried on the wings of my love beyond fear's grasp. I am with you always, beyond what you can see or feel, a refuge eternal in the midst of life's uncertainties. Rest now, beloved, in this certainty, and rise anew in faith. My beloved, the journey of your faith is often marked by moments when shadows press heavily upon your heart and the whispers of doubt grow louder than the songs of hope. I see the weight you carry, the fragile threads of trust that feel as if they may snap under the strain of unanswered prayers, the silence that stretches longer than you ever imagined you could endure. Yet here I am, steadfast and unwavering, reminding you that surrender is not defeat, but the doorway to a deeper embrace of my presence. There is a sacred alchemy that takes place when you relinquish control, when your hands unclench from the illusion of self-sufficiency and open wide to receive my divine will. It is not a call to passivity, but an invitation to enter a dance of profound trust, where each step is guided by unseen hands. You may not perceive the choreography, my dear child, and the music may seem faint or absent, yet I am there, setting the rhythm, orchestrating harmony amid the discord. Consider the seed buried beneath the soil, pressed into darkness and cold, awaiting the moment when it must give in to decay to become soil itself, fertile and ready for new life. In this surrender, transformation occurs, not immediate, not always comfortable, but necessary. So it is with your heart when you lay down your fears. Relinquish your anxieties and say, I trust you, even when I cannot see. The restless thoughts that race through your mind like a tempest can find calm in the stillness of trusting surrender. Imagine a child on the shore, letting go of the raft that once kept them safe, stepping into the gentle waves with the guidance of a loving parent. This release opens you to a grace that immerses you, washes away false securities, and reveals a strength far beyond your own. It is in this place that I meet you, soul to soul, heart to heart. Do not mistake surrender for weakness. True surrender is the most courageous act of faith. It is the quiet warrior laying down their arms, not because they have been defeated, but because they know the battle belongs to me. Your brave heart, though trembling, is beloved and honored for every step it takes toward surrender. I hold your trembling hands, steady and sure, inviting you to lay down the burdens that no longer serve you. My dear, surrender invites a freedom that is unparalleled. It removes the heavy chains of trying to control every outcome, every conversation, every detail of your life. Instead, it unfolds a tapestry woven with threads of peace that surpasses understanding. Each thread is a testament to my unshakable presence in your life, a presence that neither slumbers nor sleeps, ever watchful, ever loving. In surrender, you find yourself not alone, but deeply connected. Connected to me and to the faithful cloud of witnesses who have journeyed this path before you. They too have tasted the sweetness of yielding their will to mine, and in doing so, discovered a strength they didn't know resided within them. You are invited to join this sacred fellowship, embraced by those who have learned that surrender is the gateway to abundant life. I desire for you to experience the peace that comes when you no longer carry the weight of your own plans, but instead hold the trust that my plans for you are perfect, even when they confound human understanding. I am shaping you, molding you, preparing you for purposes that transcend the temporary trials you face. Every aspect of your story, every tear, every ache, is known to me and beautifully woven into a grand design of love. If doubts rise like waves threatening to engulf your faith, remember that you're anchored in me. Your surrender secures your anchor deeper into eternal hope. Like the dove that rested on the chest of the storm-tossed sea, your spirit can find rest amidst turmoil. I am your safeguard, your stronghold, your unmovable rock in times of uncertainty. Refuse the lie that surrender means you are alone or abandoned. I am always near, wrapped around you like a cloak of warmth and light. Trust does not mean passivity, but active dependence upon me. Leaning on my wisdom, my timing, my infinite compassion. The path may be hidden, the destination unclear, but your steps are ordered by a loving hand that never errs. I invite you now to take a moment of deep, intentional surrender. Breathe in, my love. Exhale your fears. Quiet your racing mind and listen to the soft voice of truth that says, I am with you always. Let these words seep into the corners of your heart, replacing doubt with confidence. Your surrender is a fragrant offering, pleasing to me and powerful beyond measure. Will you choose to trust me fully, not just in moments of clarity, but also through the murky fog of uncertainty? Will you offer your heart as a willing vessel for my grace, knowing that in your surrender, I am at work crafting beauty from what seems broken? Let this be the beginning of a new chapter where fear is exchanged for faith, anxiety yields to assurance, and your soul rests secure within my unchanging presence. I am here, steady and strong. Reach out to me, beloved. Let me carry you when your strength falters. Open your hands and your heart wide and feel the relief that comes when you release control and embrace my sovereignty. The journey is not over. It is only unfolding, and every step you take in trust draws you closer to the fullness of life I have prepared for you. If your heart is stirring in this moment, do not turn away. Lean into the sacred surrender that leads to peace. Know that you are held, cherished, and never alone. My love surrounds you completely, even when the path seems uncertain. Let your trust be a beacon, lighting the way through every shadow, until the dawn of my presence fills your soul with joy unending. My beloved, in the quiet culmination of this journey we have shared, I want to speak clearly and tenderly into the deepest chambers of your heart. You have wrestled with questions and doubts, wandered through shadows, and felt the weight of uncertainty pressing upon your soul. Yet here you stand, not by your own strength, but because of the relentless, unyielding grip of my love. A love that knows no boundaries, no conditions, no failure. This love has woven you as one of my own, anchored your spirit in my everlasting embrace, and called you by name amid the chaos of a restless world. You are not a fleeting thought or a breath lost to the wind. You are my masterpiece, crafted with intention and infinite care. Within you beats the pulse of a destiny that no enemy can erase and no lie can diminish. See yourself through my eyes, radiant, chosen, redeemed beyond measure. I have poured my Spirit into you as a river of living water that thirsts no more, restoring every broken place, knitting every shattered fragment into a tapestry of hope and glory. No wound remains wider than my healing touch, no night too dark for my dawn to rise anew. Come back to this truth when despair seeks to drown your hope, when the world sneers and the path ahead seems obscured by confusion. Listen for my voice, the gentle whisper beneath the storm, the steady hand guiding your trembling fingers. I am your everlasting refuge, the faithfulness that does not falter nor grow weary. Even when silence stretches long, even when waiting feels endless and the heart grows impatient, I am weaving greater works behind the scenes of your life. Trust is the key I place in your hand. Use it to open the doors of your future, knowing I hold the plans that I have made just for you. Plans to give you life, peace, and a hope that does not disappoint. If fear begins to creep in again, do not turn away from me. Bring those fears laid bare into my presence. I will meet you not with condemnation, but with compassion, not with rejection, but with the invitation to rest. Lay down your burdens at my feet. Surrender your doubts and insecurities, and allow my grace to be the solid ground beneath your feet. Freedom is found when you release your striving and lean fully upon me. The yoke I offer is easy, the burden light. You belong to me, and that belonging is a fortress no storm can breach. It's a place of safety where your identity is secure, not in performance or approval, but in the unchanging truth that you are my beloved child, always beloved. This truth is not dependent on worldly achievements or applause. It is as unshakable as the stars I set in the sky. Rest in this certainty and let it nourish your soul like the morning sun warms the earth. You were born for intimacy with me, for days filled with my presence, for nights comforted by my whisper. I delight in you beyond what words can convey. So now rise, my dear. Rise in the confidence I have planted within your heart. You are equipped, you are anointed, and you are sent. The calling upon your life is alive and vibrant. It is unique and essential to the unfolding story of humanity's redemption. Seek me daily, walk close beside me, and I will reveal marvels you have not yet dreamed. Your steps are ordered, your path is blessed. Let every moment be a testament to the love that floods your being and propels you forward with courage. Let this day mark not a conclusion, but a beginning, one of renewed purpose, peace, and glorious expectation. You're enveloped in my care, encircled by my mercy, and upheld by my strength. No matter where you go, no matter what challenges rise, you carry my presence within you. I am with you. I rejoice over you with singing. You, beloved, are mine forever. Amen. If your spirit has been touched by these words, hold them close, share them gently with those who need hope, and save them to return to again when you need to be reminded of who you are in me. My love for you is unending, and my invitation to dwell in me always remains open.